Are you confused as to what supplements are best for you, what you should be taking? I know there's so many options, and I'm going to break that down for you so that you know what you should be taking and why. I am Robin Nutritionist, and I usually connect with women over 40. I help women over 40 get their nutrition in order and mitigate symptoms and concerns related to hormonal mayhem. Today, we're going to talk about nutritional supplements. Where should you begin? What should you be taking? So let's get into that. Vitamins and minerals comes from food, right? So you're in terms of vitamins, we're talking about vitamin A, B, C, D, E. Those vitamins come from our food. And then our minerals, calcium, magnesium, iron, potassium, all of that comes from food. So generally, that's where you're supposed to be getting your vitamins and minerals and nutrients from. And we take nutritional supplements to bridge the gap. And there's a lot of gaps these days. And it's confusing because what should you take? Where should you start? And then also when it comes to supplements, I missed a couple of things there. So there's vitamins, A's, B's, C's, D's. There's minerals, calcium, phosphorus, magnesium. There are herbs. So when you think of herbs, turmeric, ginger, basil, cumin, rosemary, parsley, a lot of them, there's herbs. Herbs help our body with healing, and that those are plant sources. We also can take supplemental herbs. So we got the vitamins, we have minerals, and we have herbs. And again, I'm going to tell you what you should be taking hands down, even if I don't know you. So you have your herbs, and then a subset of that is your adaptogenic herbs. Genic herbs help your body deal with stress, help you focus. And those are what you may have heard: ashwagandha, rhodiola, holy basil, cordyceps, which are your mushrooms. So those are beneficial to help our bodies deal with stress. So they help our bodies adapt. So those are adaptogenic herbs. And then the last, no, there's two. So then there are essential fats that our bodies need, essential fats, which would in a supplement form would be like your omegas. And then the last form of supplements possibly would be your protein powder. So you have your vitamins, your minerals, your herbs, your essential fats, and your protein powder if you're wanting to supplement with protein. So what should you be taking? Hands down. Why and what? Where should you start? That is the question. All right. So I'm going to give you the top ones that you will start with, even if I don't know you. And then I'll explain. Let me start with here. So vitamin D, which is in the sun, there's vitamin D in mushrooms and egg yolks, but where the vitamin D really comes from is in the sun, to which a lot of us are not in the sun enough. And if you have melanated skin, that's a barrier. Melanin is good for the skin, but it's a barrier. So vitamin D is the number one supplement that I recommend across the board, specifically with K2. Vitamin D and K2 together work synergistically for the good of your body. It helps with the reduction of disease. It helps with bone support and mood support and so many things. The immune system. So hands down, vitamin D3 with K2 is the number one supplement that across the board, most of us can benefit from. Vitamin D with K2, and you wouldn't take the K if you're on kidney dialysis or on blood thinners. But hands down, that's the one that I recommend for you, even though I don't know you across the board. I also recommend that you know what your levels are. Leaving that out of the conversation, vitamin D3 with K2 is one of those supplements. If you didn't take any other supplement, that is the one you should take. And you should take it with food that contains fat. So it's a fat soluble vitamin, and you need fat, avocado, peanut butter to absorb. So take your vitamin D3, K2 with food. Number one, across the board. All right. Number two supplement that you can benefit from, if you're a woman over 40 specifically, would be magnesium. And I did videos on that because there's a whole lot of different types of magnesium. And you don't want to take magnesium oxide. You either want to stick with glycinate or citrate, but not oxide because that one doesn't absorb. What does magnesium do and why? Magnesium comes pumpkin seeds, leafy greens, salmon. So you definitely want to eat foods that contain magnesium. Why would you supplement with magnesium, especially if you are over 40 and moving into perimenopause and menopause? It is very useful for our bone density. As we age, magnesium helps to support that. Magnesium also helps to support our muscles, our nerves, blood pressure regulation, blood sugar regulation, and DNA repair. Because we're getting older, our bodies it's trying to change. So that magnesium helps so many functions in our bodies, and it also helps to activate vitamin D. So magnesium. So number one, vitamin D3 with K2. Number two would be magnesium. But if I don't know you, magnesium, I want to say this, it can have a laxative effect on some when you're taking magnesium, because the question is, should I take it with food? Should I not take it with food? If you take it without food, which you can, and you notice that it upsets your stomach or gives you loose stool, then you want to take it with food. Also, when you're starting magnesium, you want to ease into it. You don't want to jump in with the full force dose that if you're supplementing is available. And magnesium is usually broken up into 3 or 4 capsules. So you want to start with 1 and work your way up to the amount that is recommended. Start with 1 to make sure that it's okay with your stomach and okay with your bowels. But magnesium is the second supplement that I recommend. Omegas. The omegas are essential fatty acids. So what the omegas do is it's a lubrication for your cells. In order for your cells to work and do the things you want it to do, you need that lubrication. So like your car, you wouldn't drive your car. You shouldn't drive your car without oil. The same with the omegas. Yes, you can get them out of fish. Yes, you can get it out of flaxseed. Yes, you can get it many places with the omegas, but we're usually not getting enough. So the omegas, if you pop your omega in, usually people are thinking of fish oil, which you can do. You just got to make sure that it's high quality fish oil. I personally use a plant-based omega blend. I'll put the link down so that you can check that out. It works phenomenally, and that's what I've been using for the past 8 years. You don't have to use a plant-based one. I use a plant-based one for a couple of reasons because it works. And I want to say this because people ask me about sea moss. So sea moss is also in the omega family. So if you're taking sea moss and you know that it's working for you, you don't have to take it. You can take the fish oil, you can take sea moss, you could take the plant-based one that I recommend. But you want to get your omegas in. So your D3K2, magnesium, your omega. So the D3K2 is your vitamin. Your magnesium is one of the minerals. The omegas is an essential fat. And then your question might be, okay, what about a multivitamin? What do I need a multivitamin? I do not recommend a multivitamin in general because I'm not seeing it move the needle significantly with our bodies. Because with a multivitamin, see if I can explain this, the multivitamin can only hold a little bit of this, a little bit of that, not a full amount of particularly any vitamin. So it's best to get the vitamin. If you're missing the vitamin, take the vitamin, eat the food, right? I recommend a fruit and vegetable blend in capsules that bridges the gap between the other vitamins that we're not getting enough of. So if you were to eat 7 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables every day, you would get the vitamins and nutrients that you need, but you probably don't. When you take a multivitamin, you still don't. People have been taking multivitamins for a long time and our health is not better. So what I recommend is called Juice Plus, and it's in produce in capsules. and it has your so many nutrients in there, and it's proven to work. I've been taking it for 8 years, been recommending it for 8 years. There's so many testimonies and research on how it helps the body. With my clients, they know it, I know it, and there's a shift that goes on wholeheartedly. So in place of a multivitamin, I recommend and I take Juice Plus. I will put the information in the down bar so that you can explore that and see if that will make sense for you. Now, with regards to herbs, we have the D3K2, yes. Magnesium, yes. The omegas, yes. Juice Plus, optional for you. Highly recommended, but optional in place of a multivitamin. If you feel like I'm not getting enough produce, I'm not getting enough vitamins and nutrients, then the Juice Plus is worth your consideration. Now, when it comes to herbs, you can take garlic pills, you can take turmeric, you can take herbs encapsulated, you can take herbs as tea, tinctures, capsules. Put those herbs in your food. Put that basil in your food. Cook with some thyme, cook with rosemary. That's where I recommend you get your herbs from. There are reasons to take herbs, specifically if you're dealing with a situation, which maybe your doctor or someone that you're working with says, you know what, you need oregano to help take out the candida in your gut. That's a true story. Like oregano can help do that. It's taking certain herbs or supplements after the ones that I mentioned really are it's situational. That's what a person needs to know you. So without knowing you, your D, your magnesium, your omegas, and then the juice plus. But as far as the different herbs are concerned, they heal the body. There's herbs that you can again put in your food for general coverage. But if you're supplementing with herbs, you want to have a reason and have a maybe a professional help you to figure out, okay, yeah, these are the herbs that are recommended for you based on what you're going through. Again, I'm taking oregano situationally to help with candida in my gut. Am I recommending that for you? No, because I don't know if you have candida in your gut, but I don't know that. And then adaptogen herbs, like ashwagandha, holy basil, and the mushroom family, they have some side effects. So should you just take them? I can't tell you that, right? I cannot just tell you that. I take adaptogenic herbs to help my body, but I can't tell you that hands down because some things have interactions. So what I can tell you is the magnesium, omegas, and optional juice plus in place of a multivitamin. The other ones really are based on what you need. And people ask me, do I need B12? I don't know. Are you low on B12? If you are eating animal protein and egg yolks, you may not need B12. But the way to know is to get your blood work and see if you're low on B12. Are you low on iron? Get your blood work checked, and then you'll know. When you look at your blood work, you'll see if there are deficiencies in certain vitamins and nutrients, and you can take them. Or if you're feeling aches and pains and different things and you're working with a professional, they may recommend a certain supplement to help you specifically with that issue. So going back, D3K2, magnesium, and omegas across the board, even if I don't know you, the Juice Plus recommended but optional in place of a multivitamin. And then all the other supplements really are situational depending on what's going on with your body. I take D3K2, I take magnesium, I take omegas, I take Juice Plus, and in addition to that, I take an adaptogenic blend to help my body deal with stress. So that's a mixture of some of the adaptogens that I mentioned. And then I also take maca root, which helps with, for me, I'm not saying this for you, but helps with some hormonal imbalances because I am 50 years old. It just helps with what's going on in my body. And the only reason I knew that is because I worked with a hormone specialist that was able to say, oh, okay, this is what's missing in your body. This is what will help support you. So I hope that helped. I want to ask you to do me a favor. Leave me a comment, question, any comment, and I'll reply. And subscribe to the channel. That helps the algorithm and help promote the video and all those things. Okay, so subscribe, leave me a comment. I put the recommendations that I mentioned in the description or the down bar. And if you really want to go further, I am a nutritionist. I have a community. And if you want to work together, I put that information below as well. And what we do, the first thing I do is we meet via Zoom and we come up with a strategy for you as to what you eat and their lifestyles and what you can do to reach your goals. We start with that. There's a whole protocol and a whole community. And we work together over the year. All right. So all that information is in the down bar. This is Robin Nutritionist from Necessary Nutrition. And there you go. Eat well, think, and be well. And I hope to talk to you soon.